What's good, JP Nation? It's your boy JP. Today we are reacting to KG and Paul respond to Anthony Edwards' comment from the Wall Street Journal from the Ticket and the Truth podcast. If you haven't heard the comments from Anthony Edwards, I'm about to go ahead and share it with y'all regarding the Edwards comments. So here we go. I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it. That's what Anthony Edwards said. They said it was tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody had skill back then. Michael Jordan was the only one that really had skill, you know what I mean? So that's why when they saw Kobe Bryant, they were like, oh my God, but now everybody has skill, is what Anthony Edwards said on the Wall Street Journal. It did rub the older generation of fans the wrong way because their favorites growing up, they look up to like a Walt Frazier or like a Larry Bird or Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, just to name a few. And also rubbed like the old school NBA players the wrong way, a few of them, like Magic Johnson when he had a really fiery response to Anthony Edwards, but it was factual. If you haven't checked out Magic Johnson's comments, I'll go ahead and share it with you right now.
Well, you know, I don't never respond to a guy that's never won a championship. There's not nothing to really say. He didn't win a college championship. I don't know if he even won a high school championship. So
I'm very intrigued to see Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce's response. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe too as well. Let's get it.
He's talking about the 90s. Because we the Kobe era.
He also prefaced by saying he didn't watch back then, and he's also 23 years old. So, like, you got to take that into account.
Man, I mean, this is one of the most skilled players to ever play the game. I mean, you know, I think that was directed more toward the Jordan era, because when I hear that and I really start thinking about it, I'm like, nah, that's not true, because you have multiple players who had hella skill.
Facts.
I'm talking about. Come on now, that's pretty much doing the same things they's doing now. You know, we had the guards who was going up doing the stuff that we see D-Rose and Ja Morant doing. I mean, I seen Baron Davis, Steve Francis, and Kevin Johnson doing all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. I will say this. The skill level has gotten better with this generation, but I don't think overall it makes you a better player.
That's a really good statement from Paul Pierce. Now, yeah, he's not he's not denying that there were there was players back in the day that had skill. Everybody has skill back in the day. He was just saying like the advancements of like the technology, the advancements of today's players have the fortunate of watching film of players that the coaches give them or like themselves like on YouTube of players they emulate. So yeah, the skill level is better today, but what Paul Pierce said in that last part, it doesn't make you the better player, and that is a great statement from Paul Pierce. So shout out to the truth.
I think the imagination and the flair of the game is not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't play as much basketball as we did. They work out individually. We played 5-on-5, and our creativity for the game was a lot better in our era. It's like, who's a showman? Who would you consider like a showman of today? Like Kyrie, maybe with the dribbles.
Yeah, and Ja.
Kai's one.
The high-flying Ja.
I mean, when you say Kyrie, there was Rod Strickland at it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about the creativity.
Never seen Vince Carter. I'm like,
exactly. Like Vince Carter, we never seen nothing like that. That was something different. I mean, Magic Johnson, white chocolate. I mean, we don't see people pass the way J. Kidd did. Like, it's like unreal. Like, we don't see that type of creativity no more, you know?
So my question to you is, when you see youngsters go, man, I didn't watch, so I don't, is it important for youngsters?
Oh, it's going to go back to what, we got to go back to Ticket's famous saying to me. You ain't watching the games, Lord. You ain't watching the games, Lord. You ain't going back watching the games, Lord.
If I'm being honest, bro, I don't think anybody in this generation could have played like 20 years ago. 100. And this is to everybody in our league. Tatum, all y'all. Let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back.
Ooh.
You hear what I'm saying to you?
The way KG like took off his glasses, you know he's about to spit y'all some truth right there. The way he took off his glasses, it looked like it really bothered him with Anthony Edwards' comments. And he loves Anthony Edwards. He loves Anthony Edwards. But when you disrespect an older generation of players and fans, they're gonna take it as like a shot to them and very disrespectful. Like just the way KD just took off his glasses, he's like, all right, man, I'm just gonna say this, and this is how I feel, and I'm about to spit y'all with some truth. So, KG's just warming up. He said like most of today's players cannot play back in the day. There's maybe a few that could play back in the day. Most of them, I don't see it either. I really do not see it. So go ahead, spit it out, KG.
You couldn't get to a triple step back, and then if you shot that shit, it had to go in. You know why? Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so fucking hard. It was too physical. And guess what? The league had to come off of it for the flow of movement to be able to have scoring go up, which is why we like to sit here and watch kind of the rat race,
Facts,
the high-paced game, right? But bro, let's not talk about the gamemanship, and let's not talk about the physicality of the game back then. Real shit, because I only think half these kids in the league could have been on an NBA team 20 years ago. Right, the locker room was too. It was too grown.
You know what I watched too? You know what I watched?
Grown. It was too of them. It was too much of a fraternity. You understand? Like, yeah, man.
Just a handshake.
No, bro. It was a different vibration. David Stern did a great job of taking all of the physicality out of the game. You understand? Freedom of movement means freedom of movement. Man, back in the day when you had to get by Paul because Paul was squared up with you and ready to slide, and then he could body you, he could poke, he could use his hands, but I can use my hands.
I could fight through a screen.
Bro, the shit that we saw in the Olympics was similar style play when the guard can ride you damn near over the pink.
Yeah,
and if you don't know how to get out of that, and a nigga like Holiday, when he come out and he get over, he there. Right. So if you go to cross him, bro, you don't even. That's what I'm saying, bro. Man, the levels in which you had to be not only strong enough but skilled enough to get by this thing in front of you. You understand? And then now you never seen a 6'7" Rodman guard you. Bro, I see you. And you know you're in the scout report. We know you go left. We know you can finish right, but you go left to pull up, bro. Everybody knows, bro. Niggas watching the games back then. Them Isaiah Thomas and the Dumas, man. Dumas shut Jordan down. Bro, they was coming to the lane, bro. You might get your nose broke trying to dunk.
Facts.
You understand? Dwayne Wade broke Cole's nose in the All-Star game.
I remember.
Man, bro, it's just different. It was very different back then, bro. Real shit. I'm talking about in the locker room. You can't be on your phone in the locker room. Can't. Bro, 20 years ago? Nah, nobody in this era could have played 25 years ago. We said that. And I'm talking about not just the play and all the skill that everybody got, actually was called bad shots and lack of efficiency. It was until they start fucking with all the data and saying take more threes than twos.
That is preach. KG is just spitting nothing but facts right there. Because like I said, the comments by Anthony Edwards really bother him. Like, he is spitting out facts. Yeah, one of the things about the game today that's very ruined is the data, the whole thing with the analytics in terms of the game. The analytics kind of ruined the game and stuff. And I'm not a huge fan of the analytics. A lot of people do like the analytics, and it's like, well, if you go to this corner and take more shots right here, you hit more shots and stuff like that. Or like, you know, it's just a lot of data and analytics that teams go by and players go by. And it kind of ruins the game, though, just because you know, like back in the day, it was just like eye test. It was like the film that you see, like what could he do in the film that you need to stop, or like what do you need to do better than just like someone give you just the data of like, here, this is how many threes you took right here, and they say you need to take this amount of threes the next game. So it definitely did ruin the game a little bit just with the data analytics side by people that are really into data. I'm not disrespecting the data analytics and all that, but it just kind of just, it's just not good. I don't like analytics. I really do not. But what he said, he is preaching.
Before then, we played ball, bro. We didn't give a fuck about all that other shit. And the GM couldn't come down and say, put into a game plan with a coach like Doc or then Tony talking about, we trying to get touches and touch the paint. But I didn't see it.
It's hard to say more skill.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Nobody in this era has a mid-range. Nobody in this era has a post game.
Look amazing. Look at Shea. Shea got a mid-range.
Shea, DeMar.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, only like a few of them got.
That's what I'm saying, bro. 2 dribble, pull up.
Yeah, they don't.
Try to do. Okay, y'all fellas, you hear me? And then y'all exhaust the ball. Y'all are dribbling the air out of the ball.
Right.
Oh! Did you just hear what he just said? Did you hear what he said? That is 100% facts. Most of the players you see, they will dribble. They take the L out of the ball. And KG was right on point saying that. Thank you, KG.
Y'all dribble the ball 100 times more than another nigga.
Right.
Catch you off the bounce. 1 dribble, 2 dribble,
Right.
Let me see you do that off the bounce.
Right.
Let me see your skill work off that. I ain't even known it like this, but you can't come from niggas and not expect a rebuttal on shit.
Facts.
So, real shit, it was totally different. And you had to have that work, and you had to really work on your shit. There wasn't no, you was out 2-3 games, man. Your teammates, hey bro, what you doing? You going? Nah, I can't go, man. My toenail off. I can't go. Nah, bro, you can't even come in here and lead no niggas like that. So you had to strap it up, and you had to get out here. You had to dive on the floor. You had to get in the rumble. Yeah,
Right.
Real shit. You had, man, it was men leading men. Yeah, none of these niggas been in no lockout. And NCAA don't know what's going on with the league policy. You understand what I'm talking about? The leader, bro. I can't even have this conversation.
You can't even say it if you ain't watched.
It ain't the same. It ain't the same.
Don't say that, and then don't say you didn't
Oh, man,
watch.
Jordan, the only one has skill. Yeah, I know you didn't watch the game.
I know you
But him
didn't
saying
watch.
that.
Yeah,
So
you can't say
you
that
know what?
and then say
Respect
you
to the
don't
young
watch.
fella, man. I don't get on here, and we don't use this platform to douse anything. But I'm not gonna start the cooning. I'm here to elevate the game. I'm here to help the young players elevate themselves. But it's always different eras. And when you hear Michael Jordan and some of the greats talk about the different eras of play, the 80s were different from the 70s, the 70s was different
Preach, KG.
the 60s was different from the 50s. But in all of it, it had gamemanship, it had aggressiveness, and it had stuff that came with it that you didn't really hear about that you hear now. Man, shit.
Yeah.
Half these motherfuckers can't even be in the locker room. Half these niggas coming from no parents and one mom and all, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas got their mom and dad and a lot of these niggas ain't even outside, my nigga. I'm in the park, man. I'm from Basswood. Really did play at Park, you know what I'm saying? Cleveland Park, all the parks. I really was at Argyle. I really was on 16th. I really was hanging out on Ridgeway. Like, I'm saying that to say that, yeah. Like, man, it was different times. So when I hear these things, they don't add up because it was a different time of how you played, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then there was a lot of two-way players back then that was real niggas. I'm talking about stars. I'm talking about Gary Payton, the Jason Kidds, the Michael Jordans, the Grant Hills, the McGrady's and the Coles, you know what I'm saying? The TDs, the C. Webbs, the Rasheeds,
He must have been talking about like the 60s.
Nah, Lord, he feeling himself, and I like that. I like that he feels good, but when you're a savant and you're talking to the league and you spitting different shit, nah, you gotta know what you're talking about. To be in an argument or to be in a discussion of what we're talking about. But to say that they're most skilled, shit, 20 years, you couldn't get to a triple step back. All that shit, James Harden and all that shit. And then too, you was dribbling the air out of the ball, bro. Nigga told you straight up, hey man,
Come on, man.
swing it, man. What you doing?
Yeah.
Come on, more dribbles. You out here? Hold on, I got it. Back
Don't
it up.
miss,
What?
don't miss.
And then we had plays
Right.
that you had to remember. And if you can't remember the plays, you couldn't be out here. It wasn't all this switching shit. You had actually strategy to where the strategy had to go to 2, 5, 2 and 4, y'all 3 and 4, y'all doing this. Man, you had a list of shit that you had to be responsible for. Not some, I didn't forget, and you know what, fuck it, just throw him out there because he did. Nah, bro, it was a whole nother level of shit. So, you know, know what you're speaking about. But yeah, I root for you, young fella. Just know what you're talking about, young fella. Because that you said don't make no sense.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and start off with Anthony Edwards in terms of his comments. Now, could it be just because he's just trying to market himself or selling his personality? You know, just because he's always that blunt type of person. Anytime you listen to him in an interview, very blunt and just tell you how it is. So is that some of the strategy is like marketing stuff? It could be. But it was still really not good or dumb to say. If he would have just said, I didn't watch any era, I didn't watch that era of basketball and ended just like that, then this would not have been a discussion. But for him to keep on going and saying Michael Jordan was the only skilled player back then, you knew what he was doing, and he's rubbing all these old school players the wrong way and stuff, and it just tells you just of the disrespect of the game. And it could be vice versa. The old school disrespecting the new school disrespecting the old school. So Michael Jordan being like the only skilled player. I guess the casual fan is going to say, man, Michael Jordan was just phenomenal. Yes, Michael Jordan was phenomenal, but what about Larry Bird? What about Magic Johnson? What about Hakeem Olajuwon with the Dream Shake? Kevin McHale, Isaiah Thomas. I mean, you can go back to Dr. J, go back to Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. Everyone had skills back in the day. Pistol Pete Maravich, who would kill it today. Everyone had skills back then, and the strategies are so much different back then. The scoring aspect, there was a lot of scoring in the 80s, but not compared to like today's era where they really emphasize on scoring and change the rules and everything. But yeah, KG just preach, and I love that. A lot of people want to get at LeBron because they don't like LeBron's game. He puts himself in this narrative of being the greatest of all time. One thing I respect about LeBron is that LeBron is a historian of the game. He gives the older generation NBA players respect. Like, I never really hear him say anything like, man, I could have killed Bill Russell, I could have killed Larry Bird, or I could have killed Magic Johnson. Me and Jordan, man, I would have beat him one-on-one and stuff. Like, he gives respect to the game because he loves the game so much. He loves the history of the game as well. Yeah, man, but shout out to KG for telling it how it is. Let me know in the comments below what your comments is or your thoughts regarding about Anthony Edwards' comments or the response from Kevin Garnett, Magic Johnson, Paul Pierce, and other players. Please let me know in the comments below which side you lean towards. Make sure you like this video too as well, and make sure you do subscribe to ItzJustJP for more content, and make sure you click that notification bell. You know our next upload is. I'm JP. We'll see y'all later. Peace, y'all.